Right, so we'll get back in. We need to, oh. Right, search for survivors. Oh, everyone's dead. So, we're back in. We'll just quickly, I guess, sell all of that off. I don't know if this adds extra points or anything. But, in fact, no, it's restarting. There we go, yeah. There we are. New game. And we'll start our campaign off. So, we have 336,000 now at this point. So we've got the Hellfire here, designed for close range aerial combat, air superiority ship. Yeah, no joke, eh? I mean, like the Sevastopol there with its 19 tanker rating versus the 3 on the Hellfire. 15 combat. Yeah. Apparently it's got equal combat. I beg to differ. Apparently it does contain some missiles though. I know that the Sevastopol has a nuke on it. I know that much. It has a single nuke. Oh wait. Oh damn! Did I put an R3 and an R3N? I've put one of those as a nuke. I didn't mean to add a nuke. Oh dear. Oh well. I'm not going into the editor to change that now because you have to go into the game files every time for the Hellfire and redesignate it as a flagship. I found out, by the way, this is an interesting development. The Wasp was designed as just a cheap sort of combat ship. It's ended up getting to the point now because I've added those, what they call them, the defense things on it, the active defense systems I think they're called, but yeah, basically trophy systems on the side. They're quite expensive, and the extra missiles, it nearly costs as much as the Bomber B. Like we're talking a couple hundred difference. Literally, I think the difference may literally just be the bombs now. So I might as well have that first strike option rather than just going for wasps all the time. There's literally no point into using anything but bomber bees at this point. Our forces will be in 2 strike groups. Each will be given a fuel silo, a bomber, and a Hornet. We have some money to spare. I could get the wingman to just act as an extra electronic suite. I don't think we're quite there with the money that we have. We'd have enough knocking about, but I think if I've got extra cash, I'm probably just going to, in all fairness, I think I'll just take another tanker and another bomber bee. And I think that's probably going to sort us for this. We've got 1,000 range, that's enough. And we will start out with 20k cash. The difference this time, far northeast of northeast, I would say Yazid. I'm not certain, but I would guess. We're going to be refueling anyway. That'll almost even get us to a fuel storage. Right. Got radio message coming in. Yeah, all of the variants now of my different fighters all have active defense systems on now. So any shots from the side will be significantly reduced damage-wise. Northwest, cargo uranium. So they're going to Chem, I'm assuming. We will not be able to make that in time. Right. Yeah, no, it takes that long to refuel. Right. Strike Force, we will send a Hornet and a Bomber Bee. And go. We got there just before the message went out. Yeah, both of those should be an easy hit for the Bomber Bee. I don't think we'll need the bombs even on this. Right. Next opponent. Don't want him to get above us because he's got some bomb loads. Right. We have to dismantle that first. Get crew protection on. Ooh. If we don't do this, we'll not be seen as kind. Right. Missing firearms. Officers can claim they were lost in battle. We'll begin an investigation though. Order +1. But we lose a little bit of morale. And for securing this, we managed to net ourselves a bit of extra cash. The damage is mostly cosmetic, but we will repair it because we don't want that missile being damaged and destroyed. That's one of our first strike weapons, so useful to keep around. We have 11.6 FOW. Likely going to have to spend most of that on fuel. Did we get any special ammo? No, I don't think we secured those, did we? Right, we can refuel. Here's what I think I'm going to do. If I send a bee, in fact, yeah, a bee, a hornet, and a fuel silo, we can get over to here. And I think we should. Once we've refueled, of course. We will also send a bee, a fuel silo, and a hornet over here, and see if that Tarkin is there. We will move to Mushin. Expect position, average speed, Donbass. Someone's leaving Yazid. We might have just missed a cargo container. Alternatively, we may have just dodged ourselves a strike group. Okay, one got made, yeah. We're probably not going to be able to do much in the way of first strikes, purely because of the lack of speed due to those fuel silos. Got him. They scratched the bombs a little bit, but the payload's safe. We will put on crew protection. Dismantle that gun and secure the ammo. Let's have a look then. 3 grand. Third of an hour, so like basically it's going to be just short. Yeah, just about 20 minutes or so for that thing to repair. They need to refuel. Wow. Yeah, that gives them some hell of a lot of range. And we'll leave that there. Over here, we did manage to get the first strike off. Got one of them before they got airborne. Made that 2. He barely even got into the air then. Right. Ooh, ammo and fuel are about to go immediately. Yeah, could barely get anything good there, but we did manage to, quite luckily, get that gun. And we've got a Tarkin. So, a group of people from the ship approach you, all in military uniforms, but are not armed. A taller lame walks ahead of the rest. His face is open to the elements, and a sword shows its hilt from behind his back, all signs of a man of noble birth. Right, well, he's an lame, so your people are for the Romani traditions. Glory to Gurat and welcome. Pleases me to hear this. So yep, a proud lame. And we need to give him this small pot, which is from the story. His hands move carefully as he opens the pot. His eyes suddenly freeze in their sockets. He looks up at you and responds, his voice shaking imperceptibly now. You sense that he is incredibly excited. What do you want, Grand Duke? We're looking for allies. Will you join us? It will be an honour, Grand Duke. The Tarkans scattered after the war in Kiva, but I've heard rumours of a Tarkan living to the north of here. It's quite far. We've captured a troposcatter communication station. It will supply us with intel on enemy movements until they realise what's happened. So, first things first, So we solved that, didn't we? Yep. And we do need to resupply. We're all refueling. We can send the bomber bee in first. So no sudden strike with these. Unsurprisingly though, we're not exactly a subtle group. Actually, mind you, we did send this through first on its own, so you would have expected maybe to get something from that. Ow. Yeah, I think we're going to take a bit of cosmetic damage there. Nothing much. Ooh. Now there's a few. Radio room. Dismantle that. We need the money. Yep. Spare parts. Survivors. Ah, too bad. And that's gone. Right, okay. These are nearly refueled. And these, there's a strike group here. In here we want to open up. A lame garb. The city's doyen approaches you. Bowing repeatedly, he presents you with a flowing robe embroidered in gold. Even from afar you can tell that it is a veritable masterpiece of incredible luxury, made with exceptional silk. One of my father's master tailors made it. Money cannot buy a robe such as this. I wonder how this doyen got his hands on it. Dressing as Garat royalty will impress the Elames greatly, but the Romani might find it distasteful. We're going to be wearing it. We are in Garat after all. If we're trying to win the people over in Garat, you know, when in Rome, as they say. All cosmetic, just a bit of hull damage there. Right. So, we'll go to supplies. We need to start filling the tanks. And it's to the north of here. Now he says it's quite far. I think it might be in Shiloh. What we want to do, basically, want to do here is to try, if we can, to, as I've mentioned before, we want to get as much as we can before we move any further. We'll arrive approximately 12 hours, speed 100, of course, northwest. Check. Okay. 12 hours, eh? Actually, it may be worth... sending those separately. Yeah, that's actually a good point when I think about it. Oh, we are scoring hits. Ooh, some nasty hits there though. We'll hit him with a missile. We'll use one up. Worth it. Ooh. Bomb explosion, on fire, ammo explosion. Yeah, that seems pretty bad. Right. We did take a bit of damage there. Oh, we have to dismantle that immediately. Then this. Then the hull. Open up. And we can go to the shipworks. Oh, wow. Yeah, 8 grand that. Lovely stuff. Okay. 1,000 odd there spent. We'll repair this. Repairs will cost probably not much. Nothing at all. Nothing will blown off. It'll just take time. Lovely. That's what I want to hear. Want to see. Want to hear. That's great. We've also got here, not the message, the strike group. Information on another strike group. Okay, let's try tactical assets. Right, here. Aircraft carriers up there. Over here we will go strike group. Yeah, they're on their way to Shek. There's some trade going to Golbagaz. Nothing that we can immediately grab though, is there? Right. These are refueled. And it's probably a... Now here's the question. So I think here it's an easy answer. We go to the fuel depot. We use our last bit of data, I guess, to get another trade route. Pinged, okay. Here, I think we regroup. And I think we refuel a small amount. Not lots. Enough to get us. Yeah, most of the way to Osh. heal it. Okay. Something's coming close from Shek. I think we're about to be hit. Oh, we've got a Paladin as well. That lowers... Sending the Hornet really lowers the probability because it's low speed. It's got a little bit too much armor, I guess, that one. Really. Yeah. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Right, that's one. Ow. We'll pull out quick, I don't want to get too much damage. Ooh. Got him. Got a nasty hole on the top of the ship though. A few missiles destroyed, which I'm not happy about. But I don't think that we could probably do better if we restarted, but I don't think it would be worth the morale loss. We're gonna need that cannon. Meanwhile, over here, there's the strike group. Right. I'll send in the bombs. This thing can hold its own. Ow. Ooh. I'm not taking the loss of a bumblebee for that. No. Really? Oh. Sod it. Don't even bother. Just take them out with the Hellfire. Right, that's one. Yeah, probably the better idea, just send that in. Oh wow, there's a lot of valuables. Right. And now, they're all back together. And we know for a fact that there's no strike groups here anymore. And we've got all that lovely stuff to sell. Right, send the bees in. They'll do a good job there. ETA in something, travel speed 100. En route, Arder. Go blah. Ah, we've got some something coming over here. Unsurprisingly, they're sotters. Not that there's a whole lot they can do about it, but oh, that was a nasty hit. Again, really good stuff. Okay. Wow, where do we begin? With the valuables, I guess. Okay. A matter of honour. Visiting merchants. Staying in the city bring news that leaves your men shaking with rage. Verdoin has been openly insulting you, calling you the Duke of Beggars, and insisting that you deserve neither aid nor hospitality from the Doyans. Verdoin is a mangy cur who has been slandering your good name, Naib. The Alames are wise, but if you leave him unpunished, some may come to trust him. Did I even get to make a choice? Or did it just randomly skip ahead? What? Odd. But okay. Let me just scroll down here and see what it's going to cost me. £1,000. No problem. Let's sell our loot here. We are on 24,000. The Hellfire for destroying all of those ships. Wow. Barely scratched. Barely. Couple £100. Just reapply the paint, it's fine. Right. We want to get to this fuel storage here. And we can. Honestly, I don't think it will actually be worth chasing down the cargo vessels. It takes so much to chase after them. And yet when you really consider it, how much do we stand to get? I mean, we will get a lot. But chasing around, if you're wrong, the amount of fuel that costs, I think it's a safer bet to just go to as many places as you can. And just obliterate as much as possible and just get all the loot. Seems to be the best the best thing to do, that. Which of these needs repair then? This could use a lot. Yeah, 9 hours. Oh, this one's gonna be pretty bad. Oh, it was just hull. It's just lost bits of the hull. Oh, mind you, there were a missile rack up there, weren't there? Yeah, I see the problem. Repairs will be 5 hours. I think that what we're going to have to use those intel centres for, we'll have to make a semi-regular visit. And just make sure that the ow. Get. That ship has taken an absolute beating, yeah. I think what happened with that is because it circled around me. A lot of the shells were hitting sort of around the sides, so I kind of hit every part of it before eventually getting to the squishy bits. That should be the end of him. Not quite. Nasty knocks, a lot of red parts highlighted, but I don't see anything that's really fallen off. I think we lost a missile though. Guns charge faster? Ooh, yes. Ooh. Crew protection. We can just make it to a radio room and get that as well. Right. There's our nuke stash. Is that 6 nukes? That's more than normal, I think, that. Regardless, and I honestly don't really know the difference between them all. A homing tactical attack missile with a nuke warhead, a turbojet powered radar homing cruise missile with a nuclear warhead, an anti-radiation missile with a nuclear warhead, designed to track and target enemy radar signatures, a radar homing tactical attack missile with a... I don't know the differences. I really don't. I imagine it's just differences to how they track, but I'm not entirely certain. I think this one will... That's probably radar lock, so I imagine that it's a case of you need the big radar dish on the top to make that work. Radar homing. So that means you have to detect their radar, I guess? Aren't they the same? Yeah, they're the same, I'm gonna say. So, yeah, track and target enemy radar signatures, radar homing, so... Radar home, cruiser missile... Again, don't fully know the difference. But I'm not interested in using nukes, because if you use nukes, they start spamming nukes back, and they are far more deadly when they're being thrown at you. And to be honest, just sending the Hellfire in is probably more effective. But that's going to mark our save. And this, contrary to last time, this is a blessed run. Honestly, this really is. I don't think I've had a better start. And we could probably move to get some cheap fuel here to fully fill up. Which I likely will do. And then we can just maybe even get some reinforcements here. Move to Shiloh, where we should find a new Tarkin. So we might get 2 more ships here. We might have actually increased our fleet size, dare I say, for once. We might have increased our fleet size rather than had it decreased from the start. We're entering completely new territory here. We are actually, dare I say, an effective fighting force. I think this might be a turnaround moment. And if all else fails, I think that there'll be such a good run here that if this does somehow fail through riots or just fuel starvation or just literally getting 2 nomads, a missile cruiser and a carrier just suddenly appear and yeet me into the stratosphere via nuclear armament, then worst comes to the worst, we leave this run with probably another 50k to add to our starting funds for next time, and just buy an entire new fleet to go with the current fleet, so we can fleet while we fleet. Just get to the point where we've just a massive navy to destroy the entire map. But this multiple task force approach is really working, I think. Yeah, this absolutely is really working, because the Hellfire is I hate to say it, it is a terrible, just fuel-hungry monstrosity. And so essentially we are using the task forces as essentially worker bees to just keep the thing fed with fuel as it slowly moves from place to place. And they just bring fuel back to it and riches to just feed the damn thing as we just move across the map as this big menacing, again, just like this devouring force, just absorbing all the resources as we go. This feels a lot stronger than before, I will admit that much. This seems to be a lot more organised, a lot more yeah, a lot more is going my way. I think as well, I want to prioritise going forwards these satellite dishes. What I'm thinking from now on here, we can go maybe get some reinforcements, we'll consider it. We can skip along through here and here, use this satellite dish. We can then move and refuel here. While we're doing this, we can maybe send a strike group out here and then back to regroup, hopefully getting some riches on the way. We could move a group out to here, possibly get more reinforcements, maybe send another group out to here as well then. Just hit the extra areas along the way that are just a jump or so away. Then all regroup in a shod after we've finished refueling the Hellfire, and move probably toward, I would probably say, Haran here, and probably send strike groups through. So we want to probably take the shortest route with the Hellfire, and maybe send task groups to nearby areas, especially Kuwa. We want the intel. Knowing where those strike groups are is important, because we don't want to send, say, a strike group that's consisting of like a half damaged Bumblebee and a Hornet against a Nomad. Like, we won't even get away. They'll hound us down and they'll just delete that strike group. And this entire strategy relies on having multiple strike groups. We can't afford to just suddenly lose one. And I'm fairly certain as well that when you're going around the ships that appear for reinforcements, your own custom ships are not in that. They aren't in that roster, that unit list. So we can't get our custom ships back, and they are the most effective that we have. So we do not want to lose a task force, because that we can't replace the fuel silo. We can't replace the Bumblebees. We can't replace the Hornets. We can replace them with, far less effective and more costly default ships that come with the game, and be far worse off for it. So we don't want to be doing that. We have to try and keep all of our units repaired up and safe, and keep pushing forwards through this. We aren't, it's not all that way. We are probably a good quarter of the way through already here. Anyway, that's going to be the plan. Just keep pushing forwards, multiple strike groups, gobble up as much resources as we can as we slowly move up through the map. And again, trade convoys, if we see them and we get them, fine. If we don't bother. If they're not literally like ones that just drop on us, we're probably not getting them, right? Not without solid intel, knowing where one is, because it won't be worth the fuel chasing it down otherwise. We stand to get 15 to 20 grand roughly. It might cost 3 or 4 grand worth of fuel. You have to calculate that compared to just getting a couple of guns from another fight that we could have sent our units off to anyway. But also consider the fact that you may just miss the convoy, or they'll notice you and get away. And if they do, then you get nothing, and then it's just a waste of 3 to 4 grand worth of fuel. Anyway, things to consider. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.